You ready? All right. Well, a blessing. Come on in here. This is Coach Morgan Shinlever, Bearden Bulldogs.
How you doing, John?
Very good. I think you were the second team that ever said, yes, we can stream games. So we got 11 now. First of all, thanks for the early support there, and hopefully we're doing what we can to...
We appreciate the coverage, man. Kids are eating it up, and our parents love getting the updates on Twitter, so we appreciate y'all coming out every week.
All right, great. Well, tell us about this offseason. Well, first, the question I kind of like to ask, how will the product look different this year? I mean, obviously, we've got a quarterback, young, there's probably see some steps forward improvement-wise, but I don't know if necessarily scheme or personnel. How different will the product look from a bird's eye view?
Well, our offense and defensive scheme will be much similar to what we've had the last 2 years. Offensively, we're going to slow it down a little bit. We were no huddle the past 2 seasons. This year, we're going to be huddling a little bit more. We're using a lot more different formations and shifts, motions, things like that. We feel like that fits our personnel, so we definitely want to take advantage of our players' talents. The offseason went great. Our kids really dedicated themselves to the weight room. They understand that football is a very physical game. They got to build their bodies up for the toll that it will take on you throughout the season. So that's what we put a lot of our emphasis on. But schematically, these guys have been in the systems now for 3 years, so we've been able to coach fast, and they've been very receptive to it, and it's setting us up for a strong preseason.
You mentioned personnel. You had one of the deeper teams that I saw out of all the, I watched all the film pretty much on all 9 schools and everybody they played. Is that something, have you still got that kind of depth to almost have a true offense and a true defense, or are we going to try to do a little bit more two-way play?
Well, we do 2 platoon, so we do have an offensive and defensive unit. We've got about 3 to 4 guys that go both ways and try to give spells. We're pretty deep on our perimeter on the offensive side of the ball and our defensive backfield. Now, we are a little thin on the fronts, offensive, defensive line. If we have an injury bug take place, that's definitely going to hurt us. So we'll need some guys to step up and fill those voids. But we will 2 platoon. And you shouldn't see a whole lot of crossover between the 2 squads, but you'll hear a couple names over and over, like Colton Tyler, number 8, defensive end tight end, and Nate Adkins, number 51, offensive lineman and defensive end. They're going to be going both sides of the ball. Got a young sophomore named Hayden Candela. They'll be playing in the secondary as well as receiver on 2 sides. And then you could potentially see maybe 1 or 2 other players at most. But those 3 guys that I just mentioned are staples for 2 ways.
Okay, well, we had several players are pursuing their dreams at the next level. Yeah. We were blessed to be able to cover the signing day. Yeah. Who's kind of on the radar this year that might have a chance to play some college football in 2018?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Nate Atkins has already picked up a couple offers. UNC Charlotte's offered him, as well as I think he's getting some attention from like Center College and some of those other schools in the area. Tyson Bivens already been down to Kennesaw State for a visit and getting some attention from like Austin P. You got Dawson Hauser, who's picked up an offer from Union College up in Kentucky. He's made the switch to receiver for us last year. He's extremely explosive and should be a big play threat for us this year. We got Sam Kaufman, who's getting some attention from some Division II, Division III like schools. Tremendous worker, and I'm really excited that he's able to get that. He's not the biggest guy, but man, he definitely plays bigger than he is.
Well, grueling schedule as usual. That doesn't change in 6A. How do you prepare for the? You said you got to avoid the injury bug for one thing, but when you lay that thing out and take a look at it, how do you prepare for such a long, tough road?
Well, we got to make sure we're paying attention to our kids' bodies, making sure we're tailoring each week's practice to their needs. Scaling back when we need to, pushing a little bit more when we've got the ability to. But, football, like we said earlier, it's a very physical game. So we've got to be mindful of the toll that it takes. And being in 6A, every week's going to be a dogfight. So, that's where we're hoping our depth and 2 platooning will pay off for us. If we can avoid the injury bug to some key positions on the fronts, we're going to make the schedule, make the run. So we'll see how it goes.
Everyone else is looking at that grueling schedule. They don't want to see Bearden on there. I know that it's never easy when you play the Bulldogs. So,
well, we were. I think every game we played last year, maybe except for one, we were right in it till late in it. So our kids understand they got to finish. So hopefully we'll be coming on the other side of things this year.
All right, well, looking forward to that. Again, thanks for having us, and it's just such a pleasure to cover you guys and to cover your games. And just again, thanks, and from all the fans and the Diamond Clear Media people, we sure appreciate it.
Appreciate it, John. Thank you.
All right, thanks. That's Coach Morgan Shinlever of the Bearden Bulldogs. Looking forward to seeing them in 6A again this year. So we'll get some more interviews here with you. Stay with us. This is Diamond Clear Media.